Hey, all you sexy people, welcome to the Occasional Gamer Podcast. I think we're on episode 6. Could be Ron, who cares? But I'm with my co host right now. I got the Mullins. Say hi, Mullins.
Hi, Mullins.
And I got a new guy here. I got the Adam. Say hi, Adam.
Oh, hello, everybody.
How y'all doing tonight?
Uh, Cleaner now. Uh, Never go a full 12 hours without showering.
Not me. I'm fucking filthy. What's a shower? You gotta hose me down.
I haven't showered in
Well, I would
72
tell you,
days.
but you'd have to change your name, Nastyee. So,
I know, right? I gotta go with the title.
yeah, they don't call you Nasty for nothing.
They don't. They really don't.
Nope, nope, nope. They
Uh,
don't call me Nasty at all.
no one calls me. No one calls me at all. Uh, so, got some gaming news. It's kind of like back and forth. I wouldn't say anything like too extravagant this week, but some things to talk on. Mullins, you might be interested in this. I heard rumors of Battlefield 2143. Have you heard that?
I have not heard these rumors.
So like, there's like some pictures of shit going around and it's showing the futuristic battlefield, and they got fucking, I guess, future weapons and stuff. So like, we got something to look forward to. Battlefield's always been a good one.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
it seems like the military thing now is like they're past World War II, and now they're into the future. It's all
I
about
honestly,
exosuits and shit.
I honestly wouldn't mind them going back, every now and then. See,
every every now and again.
me being a big history person, I honestly, I never really got tired of World War II games. That was
Yeah,
just me,
yeah.
though.
What about you, Adam? You play any World War II shooters lately?
Uh, as of late, I have not. I think the last one I played, oh, crimey, I can't even remember the title. It might have been in the Call of Duty franchise, but I kind of like the fact that you were able to play alongside the Soviet army in the siege of Stalingrad. Uh,
Oh yeah, that could be anyone. I
World
don't
at
know.
War.
yeah, well, it was roughly a decade ago, so I would imagine that to be the case. You just had a bunch of guys with just terrible Russian accent voiceovers. Uh, but I just like the fact that you're able to use all of their firearms and just were as lightly armed as the Soviet military was in those days. But yeah, I don't know. But truth be told, this might be a big thing in these broadcasts. But I've never really been one for first-person shooters, barring Fallout 3, barring some of the games I enjoyed in elementary, high school.
Well, I'm kind of close to the same way. I'm not huge on shooters. I play the occasional shooter, but like, I like to just comment on things even if I'm not going to play it. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
just the interest of it all.
Yeah, I mean, they're newsworthy enough. So, I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
go ahead.
probably the bigger shooter here then,
Yeah,
except for
you're the gunner here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the first person shooter but I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty, so
Hmm.
It's true.
not like I used to be.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is really. That's all for that news. It was very brief. So
Hmm.
the next one's another brief one, but I'm actually kind of interested in it.
Okay.
Sega Sega is no longer making, I guess, mainstream Sonic games. They're going to
Well,
focus on the mobile market.
about
So
time,
so
I'd say.
yeah,
Well,
so,
not the mobile
so
market, but
yeah, to refocus though, and this is going to be a running game, just where you just like Bit Trip Runner 2 and 1, where you're just continuously running and you jump and you dodge, and it's called Sonic Runners. I know, very creative.
oh, man.
Or like I like to call it Rage Quit Runner.
I actually
Well,
like these games, and like, do you want anything else from a Sonic game? I mean, when you
I
really
just don't
break
want a
it
Sonic
down,
game anymore.
I just want a decent Sonic game.
Put that nail in
Well,
that coffin.
I don't want him
heck,
turning into a werehog. I don't want him holding Excalibur. I just want him fucking running, grabbing reins, and hitting fat dudes.
I
That's
think it, I think it kind of died for me with Chaotix. Just the fact that we were just introduced to this whole cavalcade of new irrelevant characters, and in just the same world, you had the same obstacles. For some reason, there would be these oddly placed geographic formations in the shape of a loop. When the fuck does that happen in nature? I mean,
everywhere, Adam. every fucking way.
I recall something similar. We drove through Indiana on a summer trip that never happened, and there were strange rock formations. And I thought to myself, perhaps Sonic could run through that loop and get tired after a while, but no. I'm
Just admit it. You just started singing the like blue streak speeds by Adam the Hedgehog.
Yes. The thing that's interesting about Sonic is the games themselves have really never rung my bell, but all the media surrounding it has. Have you read the Archer comics?
Yes. I was a big fan of those actually back in the day.
They are still going, and
yeah, they're still going. It's crazy.
The storyline is very compelling. I mean, they managed to throw in so many arcs. The illustration style is fucking gorgeous. I mean, as an illustrator myself, I think they do a lot with facial expression and storytelling that is unparalleled by other children's comics.
It really was. Like, when I left it off, they were diving deeper into Knuckles' story. And they got all the echidnas and were delving deeper into the Chaos Emeralds. And it's like, you'd want, like, a game like that, but not an RPG necessarily, but it was like a Sonic game with some plot that makes kind of sense. Even if it's wacky.
But when they added Shadow, I think that drove the reputation of the franchise even further.
I'm the ultimate weapon.
Why in the fuck is there a hedgehog with pistols?
Why does he have hover shoes on?
I mean, he can do anything Sonic does in addition to wielding pistols.
Sonic doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Nope.
Don't hold that against him.
Sonic just has Sonic's just that thing that tells me not to do drugs and tells me how uncool everything is.
But he also
chili dogs.
I was gonna say he promotes chili dogs, and he thinks everything is really slow.
He fervently supports chili dog consumption.
He's got the diabetes.
I think there was kind of a lost commercial. There's a proposed commercial, a Ballpark Franks commercial.
Yes, the best.
In which Michael Jordan and Sonic the Hedgehog were going face to face in a basketball game. But
really,
yes, but Sonic just kept calling Michael Jordan's shots just completely uncool by saying "not cool," and so Michael Jordan just simply couldn't get behind this, so he quit the Ballpark organization, regardless of how many millions of dollars he made just touting that name.
So did Sonic make fun of him so badly, and that's why he ran off with the Looney Tunes to like get better?
Yes. In fact, I think he took most of the advertising rights, save for Fruit of the Loom that Michael Jordan once possessed, and so now there might be. This is all speculation at this point, but I think there is a Sonic Space Jam in the works.
That would be magical.
Well, you're in luck because it's going to happen. It's totally going to happen in fall of like 2029. There's going to be a Sonic Space Jam movie, and a very old R. Kelly is going to reprise his role, and will actually make a live appearance on the movie.
As long as they have the fucking Space Jam song, it's all good.
Well,
get up and jam, what up to the slam.
It's interesting. I like the fact that Space Jam has left such a palpable legacy. I was at FanimeCon last year, and just meeting up with my buddy John, who was a few years older than me in high school. His girlfriend at the time was like 21, and significantly, or about a generation younger than us. And at the time Space Jam was released, she would have been she would have been like 2 or 3. But she was singing. She was the only one in the room singing along with all the Space Jam songs, and actually knew of every reference, every utterance.
Fucking Space Jam, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was quite a tangent for Sonic. I'll tell you that.
Well, whatever can be done to veer away from Sonic, the better.
I know. Just start on Sonic and just slowly veer left or right.
And as opposed to Sonic, whom if you instruct to veer left will inevitably crash into a TV screen or a strip of spikes that are somehow placed along this improbable Mobius Strip.
Hey, the smashing TVs gave him power. There was like
Not
shoes
cool.
in there and stuff.
Not cool.
Not cool, man. All right, so this is a good topic. So, did you hear the Apple Store pulled all games that had the Confederate flag within them?
Uh,
And by doing so, people went over to Steam and now are playing like Civil War games over there. Like this one in general called Ultimate General Gettysburg is now
oh
super
man.
popular over on Steam.
Wow. Well, I think just the fact that a game is removed in such large quantities makes it all the more desirable. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
not personally, but
Oh, totally.
I mean, you take a look at fucking Flappy Bird or whatever it's called. That game was god awful.
Flopadish?
Flopadick, yes.
That was the original title.
Yes, Flopadick was the original title, and the sprite looked a lot different, and it would
Had
have
some
been
more
an adult
curves.
game. Yeah, but yeah, Flappy Bird. Nope, it was a horrible game, but for some reason, the moment it was taken off of the or the whatever app store, every app store and every network, the creator even said it was his biggest shame. Uh, it was somehow every phone that had a copy of the game somehow spiked in value by 100-fold.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Pe-
But that's
People are just hungry for what they can't have sometimes.
exactly, it's unobtainium.
Unobtainium, yeah. Just like Transformium.
Yeah, transformium,
Oh god.
anhertonium,
That's some good shit, man.
McGuffinium.
The McGuffin's in that movie, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I thought it was ridiculous because it's like, okay, let me get this straight. I understand people don't like the Confederate flag. I'm not the biggest fan of it myself, but to the
No.
degree that you have to take out Civil War games, where no shit they're gonna have that flag in there. You got to take out the whole game and punish it for that. It seems really ridiculous. It's like, are you going to start editing like history books now, and children are going to grow up without the knowledge of what the Confederate flag looks like, even because we're no longer taking it in history books. It's like I don't know. It's just what level are they going to go to next?
I don't know. I mean, its very existence is predicated upon uh, just devaluing an entire class of people. I mean, good riddance to the flag at the state level, but I agree with your point completely about video games. I mean, we already know what's going to happen to the Nazis. We already know what's going to happen to the Confederate Army. We already know what's going to happen to the Japanese Empire. It doesn't look good for anyone, regardless of what happens to them in video games. Historically, we know that tyrants fall. And
Exactly. And tyrants existed is the important part.
tyrants existed, and no, it's not as if video games. This has always been a point of contention for me, because American media somehow makes heroes of the South in so much media, so much cinema and literature. Gone with the Wind is one of the most prominent examples. I mean, you just have a story that's totally sympathetic to the Confederacy, just kind of glosses over the fact that black people in the South just had a miserable life by making kind of a character who's more or less compliant with everything. But and there's all manner of movies, all manner of cinema over the decades, which just showed the Union Army being less than uh, lesser than the righteous party. Granted, I know there were human rights abuses on behalf of the Union Army. I mean, take a look at Sherman's March to the Sea.
Yeah, exactly.
But all the
Uh,
same,
I just think like for like when it comes to video games, when it comes to movies, and even music, and all kinds of art kind of mediums, it's like we should not be censoring it to this degree. We're not talking about having like an aborted fetus in the game being waved around.
no, I've played that game. It's
That's a South Park.
I know this is
Stick of
South Park.
truth.
I know, but we're talking about the Confederate flag here. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
what people have to understand, though. Even though the flag represents something, ultimately, even the American flag, ultimately, it's a piece of cloth. It's
Yeah.
what it stands for that really counts. And if you're waving it you're proud of the Confederate flag, and you're trying to promote it in a game, I can see then it being attacked. Like, we don't want to promote the goodness that you think this flag represents, because it doesn't to the majority of the people. But like, just to have it in there for historical fact, it's like that's enough to take it out. I mean, come on, it's the Gettysburg battle. Like, what flag are they waving then?
Is this going to turn into the Confederate flag? Is it going to be just like the swastika now? Like,
It totally is, but the swastika's coming back because in the the '90s, swastika was nowhere, but now they're
yeah,
starting to put it back in the video games.
yeah.
Well, what about Wolfenstein? I mean, it was ubiquitous in Wolfenstein.
It's exactly, and it's because Wolfenstein was just during the times where violent games were being challenged themselves. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
imagine the censorship they were going through. It's like,
No.
take it all out. To put a note on this Confederate flag thing, did you hear about, I'm going to forget the names, the Dukes of Hazzard car, the General
Oh,
Lee?
the General Lee.
They're going back episode through episode of that show, and they're taking off the Confederate flag from the car digitally.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's stupid.
Oh God. Well, why can't we just
See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of driving that point home.
It's fucking stupid. Just like
I
when
mean-
they went back in the day and they edited the cigarettes out of old smokers from old movies. It's pointless and dumb.
So somehow they just happen to be in a very warm room and exhale a cloud of vapor.
Maybe
And-
they have trouble breathing.
And they relate the Confederate flag to racism, but the thing is, the United States flag has been around much longer than the Confederate flag, and it stands for just as much as the Confederate flag did.
You know what? Save for the Jolly Roger or the flag of Bahrain, which is a dragon with an AK-47. Fuck flags.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I really don't like flags. Because, I don't know, they just seem like they were originally intended for good things, and then they went more for war. This is the
Yeah.
banner we carry in while we burn your people alive. Or whatever. You know which one I actually like, but no one probably likes that much, is the Japanese flag. It's
Yeah, yeah,
it's just a red dot. It's
The
so
rising sun.
Yeah, it's so simple, and the idea behind it is so peaceful sounding. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Japan's flag during wartime was completely different. It was
Well,
was
that I don't
cooler.
know about.
It was a sun with rays.
Oh, that's
I mean,
right. That's
yeah.
that was the war version?
Yeah, that was the wartime version of the flag.
Wow, I had no idea. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's also tied into Japan's less than savory treatment of everybody whom they colonized.
See, that's where the flag ultimately leads to. You go down that dark road. But see,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just judging the flag for what it was, not what it represents. I just like how it looked.
It yields about
Yeah.
as much use. I mean, if you take away the symbolism, if you take away everything it represents, it yields about as much utility as toilet paper, and I get much more use out of toilet paper.
I know, right? I always
Yeah.
get upset when, you get those douchebags that are stepping on the flag in front of soldiers, and the soldiers are
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
mad, and then they're attacked. It's a lose-lose situation. You're
Yeah.
being ridiculous for stomping on a piece of cloth, and then you're just pissing this guy off who probably saw his buddies die. It's have you no empathy for your fellow man? Who gives a fuck, that he was a soldier? It's just your fellow man who saw
Yeah.
people die, who lost people. And even the person stepping on the flag probably lost people due to war and something in the past. So, I don't know. Just people hating on other people. Any other general, not general, Confederate flag stuff before we move
I
on?
need you. Well, no. I really can't think of any additional items. I mean,
You put your pants back on, Adam.
And being someone
I will remain
from
sans trousers
Tennessee.
for the remainder of the podcast.
and being someone who lives in Tennessee / Alabama, Confederate flag. I, in my opinion, it belongs in the history books. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
I hear you, man. It should be remembered, but it shouldn't be esteemed, I guess.
Yeah, there's too much
Yeah.
emphasis put onto it.
No fucking flag should be esteemed. I mean, the more I read about the way the United States came together, the less sympathy I have for any banner under which it stood.
You mean holding hands and singing songs
Hands across America.
and saving and sharing meals with the locals?
Yes, yes. That's
We won't get into that.
maybe a few episodes. I don't know.
The way people see America now is like Assassin's Creed 3. It's like, remember when that assassin came over? That game sucked. That was how America started. All right, so next piece of news. Let's see. Real short. Let's see. Bethesda actually let a fan buy Fallout 4 for 2,200 bottle caps. He sent in a box full of bottle caps that he saved up for, and they actually okayed it.
I
That's
want
a
to shake
promo.
that man's hand.
That's what we call a promo.
I want to shake that man's hand, and I want to shake the people's hand because it's not only a promo, but it shows how actually cool they are. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
You want
Yeah,
to
that's
you want to show me how
great
cool you are?
marketing.
Be nice to your fans, though. You know,
Yeah.
be nice to your fans. That's it. Stop calling us pieces of shit, and maybe we'll be a little nice. You know, like. Just
And,
like
and the
that.
funny thing is, it probably cost him more to ship it than the game cost.
Oh, probably.
How much fucking soda did he consume to get that?
You think it's soda?
I think it was beer, actually.
Probably beer crying in the basement.
Well, I'm sure that guy doesn't really have much longer to live if he's been drinking that much beer over that prolonged period of time.
He's like, I consumed this all in one sitting.
It probably has cirrhosis squared or and so much and like the delirium tremens that registers like an 8.2 on the fucking Richter scale.
All right. So I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
That's a good move on their part, though. It's good PR.
Yeah, exactly. Next bit of news is Batman news. As we all know, Batman came out last week. Major
very
issues
happy.
with the port to the PC, if you guys heard. They actually pulled it from Steam, so you can no longer buy the game until
Nope.
fall.
That's unfortunate.
It's not... They should have just waited to release it when it was ready.
Oh yeah.
But if you did buy it, you can still play it if it plays or if it runs for you. And they also released a patch. So they are working on it. They apologize, and they're trying to be transparent with the actual problems that were persisting.
Who releases games when they're ready these days? That's what patches are for.
Amateurs. I'd say it sucks because the Batman PC version, there's a mod out right now for the very few people who could play it. And you can play as any of the characters. You can roam as Commissioner Gordon, you roam as Catwoman, Azrael, anything. And in the normal game, you can't. It's just...
I'm actually looking at it right now.
It's cool. It's a little buggy. They obviously don't all have grapple hooks, and that's a major part. And I don't think they can all access the Batmobile, but it's cool. I want to run around. That's what I wanted. I thought we were going to get free roam with like Robin and Nightwing. Maybe we still will. None of the DLC from the $40 thing, season pass, has been out yet. But I thought that was interesting. Next bit of news is Star Wars Battlefront news. I read this very briefly, but apparently the developer says they're 100% focused on multiplayer and hasn't thought about single player at all. So even though there will be some kind of single player experience,
Yeah.
I don't even think we're going to get like a basic campaign like we did in the last one. You know, when you can choose the Empire or the Rebels? Like, that's all I really want, some kind of basic single player, because I don't always want to fight other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to play the computer and bots.
But that's essentially what Star Wars Battlefront was. I mean, it had a campaign, but it was essentially you versus bots in a multiplayer type setting.
See, and I
Right.
hope that returns, but the way he said it, it just made me kind of sound like we weren't even getting that. I may be jumping.
And they're also talking about I read an article about the AT-AT, which will probably be most likely on rails, and you will not be able to control it.
Eh.
That's fucking lame.
I was
Fuck
at
you, EA.
yeah.
What were you say, Adam?
Oh, it's a bit of a tangent. I was at Dave & Buster's the other evening, and I guess Namco Bandai is still releasing arcade systems.
Really?
Yeah, there was one called Star Wars Battle Pod, which was actually quite fun. I mean, you get to play through all of the flight missions from the Star Wars movies. You get to play on Ice Planet Hoth. You get to play the Millennium Falcon entering the Death Star,
Yeah, that is
and
cool.
it's all fairly realistic. You remember Shireen, right?
Maybe.
Uh, she was at a few of my parties growing up.
Probably. Is it the one girl that one guy was hitting on that whole time?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she was cool.
yeah. She's working for LucasArts now.
Really?
Yeah, we
What the
hung out
heck?
yesterday evening, and she went on to say that she knew the team responsible for localizing the video game.
That's very cool. Do you know what she does?
Yeah, she's in graphic design, just for logos and things of that sort.
That's really cool. I bet
Yeah.
she ended up marrying that guy from the party, right? They have kids now.
Well, she married another dude completely. Uh, Guy who works at a Lutheran school in Fremont.
Ooh, that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Just a hipster dude with a beard and glasses.
Damn
Rides
hip,
bikes.
damn hipsters.
Yeah.
Stealing all our lettuce.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, next bit of news. I just ran into this today.
Okay.
You guys should look it up while I'm talking. It's a game by 3D Realms. It's called Bombshell. And,
Bombshell.
yeah, it looks pretty fun actually. It looks like you play Furiosa from the Mad Max film, although it's not her. It just looks like her. It's a girl with a robot arm, in that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
post-apocalyptic kind of future with robots.
Looking at this right now, she looks interesting. She kind of stole my current hairdo, but it'll be forgivable if it's a good game.
So it looks like a Diablo type fighter. Would you call that?
Dungeon crawler, dungeon explorer.
But the view, it's like isometric or something.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, yeah, it's kind of from a bird's eye view, and it's like a dungeon crawler. But I kind of looked at the preview, and it looked like there was a shooter section too.
Huh.
Maybe, I forget. It's my brain
I
doesn't
mean,
work.
I know that Anita Sarkeesian and others aren't going to be too happy with her.
Screw
I
her.
mean,
Speaking of her,
yeah.
did you hear all her bull crap at EA? Not EA.
Oh no,
At
what do you
E3.
have to say?
So
I mean, I understand she had a few grievances with the Doom franchise, but then again, that's really old news.
yeah,
People speaking against Doom and Jurassic Park being released in the same year. What fucking year is it anyway?
Yeah, really.
it's
And Terminator.
And
Star
Terminator,
Wars.
Star Wars.
we're getting all kinds
Media,
of crazy stuff.
media is
Mad Max came out.
Mad Max. This is true. This is true.
Which, if you haven't watched it, watch it when you can. It is a
I have.
badass movie.
It was badass, and I want to see it again, Mullins.
Oh, it was intense.
Everyone's
It-
saying I should see it. I haven't
That's
seen
like
it
the
yet.
circus fire.
And it felt like, it was more of a story about Charlize Theron's character than Max.
This is true.
They
Max
they
is-
said that I think this is supposed to actually take place after Thunderdome, where now he's just about survival. So he doesn't talk much. He doesn't care much about anybody.
But
And
he's very like animalistic in this
Yeah.
one.
he is, and all that exposure to sunlight melted away his Mel Gibson features and reduced him to a very Tom Hardy looking appearance. Okay.
Dude, that's some good sun.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys doing out for a tan, coming back looking like Tom Hardy? It's not bad. No one
A lot.
cared till I went out in the sunlight.
Right, man.
But yeah, the Anita Sarkeesian thing. Yeah, she was bitching about Doom, which we all know is stupid. But the thing that really pissed me off is she was bitching about Fallout. She's
What?
like, yeah, she's like, the crafting system is really awesome. Too bad it's all made to like kill things. It's like,
Oh dear
that's-
God!
Well, what? Why even play video games? Why even target? I don't know.
Is she the new Jack Thompson?
oh, I hope not. That guy.
Uh,
All I hope is this stops soon. But what I think is happening is I think she realizes her third wave feminism bullshit for video games is not flying. People are catching up on it. She only gives speeches, and presentations. She doesn't debate, and for good reason. And
She
I
doesn't
think
debate?
no, she doesn't debate anyone. And if you notice from all her like talks, it's always from script. She never like free flows at all. It's very scripted, very
She
calculated.
probably doesn't have anything to rebuttal with.
Well, exactly. If she's called out on her shit, she really has no true rebuttal. A
Now,
lot
what'd
of
you say
people.
about Doom? I'm not sure if I've heard this.
She just was kind of
Is it too
disgusted.
violent?
She was
Yes,
disgusted by
yes.
people cheering for the violence.
Well, it's for nostalgia's sake. It's not because anybody takes inherent joy in watching fictitious, otherworldly creatures getting eviscerated. It's get the fuck over yourself. Yes, yes, it is violent. Yes, it. But why even target video games? Why would people continue to play if there wasn't some person's sweet release? I mean, again, I don't really care for first-person shooters, but some people rather enjoy it, and
I think
unfortunate.
she's losing sight on that video games aren't real.
Yes, she just and what I think it is, unfortunately, is the malaise of so many in this generation. Uh, she just, I mean, so many people use the throats of people or things people hold dear as a platform upon which to stand and make themselves visible.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just
And
she knew she would
unfortunately,
ruffle feathers, and she made a career out of it. And now
and
she's making a
unfortunately,
career out of being a victim.
and that's not even liberalism. That's just being mean spirited. That's not even feminism. That's just again being very mean spirited.
She just seems like a bitter woman, to be
She,
honest.
yeah. Yes, I mean, I don't think she was due for half of the bullshit that was said about her and the death threats and the Gamergate. The very existence of Gamergate is just flawed. It's just rooted in insecurity. But I don't know. It's just a very shitty state of affairs, and I just wish that maybe I'll start playing video games again once the politics kind of fizzle out of it. When uh, the fat has just been cooked away, and you have something, and you have a finished product again.
Can we leave a little fat?
Oh, that's for you. I'll cut it off for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna rub it on my belly. But
Oh, you are
what
nasty.
what I think she's gonna
You
do,
are nasty after all.
I think her third wave feminism is coming to an end, and she's gonna shift her focus completely to violence, because no one's buying this women are being oppressed bullshit in video games anymore,
Is she gonna
especially
join?
when women are being the main person in video games now.
She gonna join Fox News after this, though?
Dude, she's been on there. I think
I,
Yeah, I know
she
she's
was on
been
Colbert.
Report, and she didn't, or Stephen Colbert actually or pushed her into a corner.
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you, Adam. This is exactly what I said about that. I actually made a video on this one.
Oh,
but,
really?
But I believe that Stephen Colbert was poking at her. He was asking for questions that no one else was doing. Like, when he's like, name a few video games. Just name a few. And she couldn't even think of anything except Grand Theft Auto after, stumbling a bit. And everyone's like, no. Stephen Colbert was going easy on her. He wasn't asking tough. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to choke her? He was asking her what he needed to. She refused to answer. She looked like a fool. I think she came out losing.
Well, she misappropriated all of that money. That's what I worry about. She's like a few $100,000 richer now, and uh, yeah, unfortunately.
What are you building?
Sorry, just ruffling around. Actually, truth be told, I found an erector set in my garage from when I was 8 or so, and just wanted to put it together and make myself that bionic arm in case something terrible happens.
You're pulling an old snake on us, huh? Or not old snake. What would he be?
Big
Uh,
boss.
Big boss.
Big boss, yeah.
Naked snake. Naked snake.
Naked snake.
Oh,
I-
couple months, 2 months.
Oh god.
I'm rubbing
I
my
cannot.
knees. I'm rubbing my
Cannot.
knees like a happy monkey.
I'm gonna have to take like 3 days off of work.
Oh, sweet
Yeah,
sense.
but I hear it's going to be. Well, is a Konami going to be an issue in this? Or
Supposedly no. They're giving Kojima full everything for just this game, but I don't know if that's going to apply to the DLC, and definitely not after this game.
I hear it's going to be a lot like a Western release in that it's going to be pay to play or pay to access certain content or get additional ammo.
It might be. I mean, I think I heard them saying that it won't be pay to win, but there will be a lot of like micro purchases and stuff.
I hate that shit.
I heard a lot of it's got to do with your base.
Most likely, because you could build your whole base.
Yeah.
I'm guessing DLC is going to be for like more soldiers or special type of soldiers. Maybe some skins for like you know that robot thing he drives around.
Yeah.
Like that could probably look different with the DLC. You know, all kinds of shit. Maybe you have a mini one that looks like Metal Gear Rex. Drive that around. It's gonna be a good one.
I just want to know where I can get the stuff that Konami's been smoking.
Whew. You know why they did the whole thing, right?
I just want to know why they canceled Silent Hills.
Yeah, exactly, Mullins. I mean, here was an effort that would have brought the original team behind Silent Hill back together. Actually, produced it in the country of origin, with the intervention of a brilliant director.
Oh yeah,
Del Toro.
They had Del Toro, and they had the dude
Kojima.
from. They had Kojima, and then they had the dude from Walking Dead. What's his name?
Norman Reedus.
Pretty boy.
Yeah.
He really likes his.
Tell you I killed a squirrel.
Oh man, I hope that shit gets better.
Well, I don't know why they shot themselves in the foot so often, and they, like a lot of other prominent parties, just happen to. They've just pulled this crap, just saying that we're not at liberty to say why we did this. It seems that everything good that is blockaded by some copyright law is not at liberty to say exactly why this happened. It just seems like, oh gosh, a shot in the foot in so many ways. I understand it might be to save face, to save reputation, but
ultimately it's dirty business. I mean, I think the best way is to be transparent.
Just be transparent, exactly.
Just be honest with the people that are actually giving attention to you and giving you money. And if you're good and you're loyal and you're honest, most likely your fans will stay. And then when you fuck up, they won't leave because they realize, hey, everyone fucks up. But if you you're fucking up the whole time, and then you just finally get outed, well, then we find out all these other fuck ups, and then there's no more forgiveness.
It's like one of the few companies that I'm pretty much real loyal to, and that's the CD Projekt Red, the team behind the Witcher series. They are pretty good to their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of time and effort into their games and DLC and what they do with fans. I know, like Angry Joe and a bunch of them flew over to wherever the fuck they are in Sweden or something, or Norway.
Poland, maybe. I think it's Poland.
I'm sorry, people. One of them white people places with the blonde and the blue eyes, and it's cold.
Yeah. One of those places in the world crown.
Don't get me wrong. I would fucking love to go there one day.
Oh yeah,
that's what I've been to Scotland before, but I don't know. It was satisfying. It was wholly satisfying, but I would definitely like
haggis.
to visit. Oh God, haggis is wonderful.
I haven't tried it. I really do want to try it.
Well,
but I don't want to try some bullshit haggis though.
Well, to get bona fide haggis in this country, you have to.
It's illegal, isn't it?
It is illegal because two of the key ingredients, sheep lung and sheep stomach, are not available for exchange or can't be sold in this country according to FDA standards. The thing is, Randy, I know a guy who knows of some butchers who be able to.
That sounds very intriguing. Maybe one day, dude. Because I'm dead serious. I want to try it.
Well, it is great. I mean, they sell canned shit that can be but unfortunately, most Scottish people actually consume it that way.
No, Adam. Listen to what you just said. Canned haggis.
Okay, forget I said anything.
I'm a fan. I'll eat Spam, dude. but canned haggis?
To this day, I have yet to consume spam.
Really? Oh man.
Yes.
Fried spam and eggs for breakfast.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, egg spam, egg sausage spam, spam.
It's a spam. I like to cut it up in the little fucking pieces, yell at it, throw it in the fryer, fucking fry that shit up, and then get some like white rice, put that in there, yell at it again, put some soy sauce, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, have you seen the video of that Japanese painter who yells at the color yellow?
No.
Oh god, I just realized how hilarious that sounds.
Sometimes you gotta fucking yell at things you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we yell at our children. I'm proud of you, boy. That's why I hit you.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Daddy. Don't read into that. All right, well, that's the end of... Oh, actually, I got one more thing on the list.
One more thing?
One more thing, but it's not a biggie, or kind of not, but the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition is sold out already.
Is this the second time it sold out?
Is there a second time? I don't
Because
know.
I think on Amazon it sold out and they just brought it back recently.
Really? So I guess, yeah, I don't know which one I read, but it's out. I don't see the big deal, though, because there's a lot of people out there with those, like, 3D printers. You can just print that shit out and sell it.
Or anybody who has a flair for cosplay could just.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my buddy Taylor, who lives in Washington with her significant other, who actually has a workshop and has all the tools necessary to craft from metal, from PVC, from wood.
So that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's some
yeah.
really cool things.
I mean, when I get a Phantom next year, I'm going to consult with them prior to it.
Oh, and, I didn't write it down on my list, but it is something, now that I got you Adam here, and then Mullins, you didn't even comment on it, but it has to do with Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Where it ended on this. But they told us...
I got one thing to say, too, after...
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, dude.
So for Final Fantasy VII, we were being told that it was going to be a remake. But it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a reimagining.
I like that.
I like that too, because it forces them to put some effort into it rather than scene by scene. The thing that kind of makes me weary is they made one comment so far about what they would change, and that was the relationship between Cloud, Zack, and Aerith.
Right.
They were going to say they might remove Aerith from that triangle and just make like Cloud and Zack the love story. But the problem I had with it is he said a modern love story it would become. And you know me, man. I'm all for gay and lesbian rights. Don't hold that against me. But I don't like the idea of that being a modern love story. A love story is just a love story. It shouldn't matter between boy or boy, girl, boy, whatever the fuck. Just make it a love story. Don't try to make it an angel. I think by making it a gay relationship and
It's just
calling
politicizing the game.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that cheapens it. Now, the only way I think it would work is if they give you options. Like, you can make it so, obviously you play Cloud.
Why can't it just be the person who shows up with you in the Ferris wheel again?
I know. The Ferris wheel thing was awesome.
I mean, Alex got Vincent to show up in the Ferris wheel.
I got Barrett.
Yeah. I always got Eris. I never got Tifa. I wanted Tifa.
I did Tifa when I wanted her. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's always Eris. I thought Eris was a fucking prude.
You
Truth be
know,
told.
everyone's got, as for the guys who like girls, everyone's got the girl that they like in Final Fantasy VII. Mine was Tifa. It wasn't because of just her tits, but I liked her attitude.
Yeah, she had a far better attitude. She was a stronger character than Eris. Eris was far too submissive and was just a weaker, more stereotypical, dainty female figure, just very fragile.
Oddly enough, Eris was kind of the slut, while Tifa wasn't.
Yeah. I
How
like
did
Tifa
that
because she was as tough as bones.
And then Yuffie, only a couple of people hit on her.
Yeah, I mean, I know of people who got Yuffie to go into the Ferris wheel with them.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know you could do that.
you can.
I guess you get anyone, huh?
Yeah, depending on usage of character and.
Can you end up alone?
Well, I would very much like to see that, but no.
All right, Mullins, what were you gonna say?
Oh, for people who've watched Daredevil on Netflix, uh, they got article in on IMDb. The Punisher will reportedly appear as the villain in Daredevil season 2.
Oh shit!
Well,
So it's
hasn't
going to
that
be
been in part?
Daredevil versus the Punisher.
And you know who's playing the Punisher, right? It's the Shane guy from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh wow! But
So,
Tom Hardy's going to play him in the next movie.
and what movie? Oh, just the Punisher
There's
movie.
there's going to be another Punisher movie, and Tom Hardy is going to be the titular character.
Interesting. Tell me he's gonna wear a fucking mask.
I'd be okay with that. I like Tom Hardy.
Bullseye!
Did he put in? I like Tom Hardy, but Punisher doesn't wear a mask.
Kingpin!
Oh, Kingpin, where are you going?
I was born in these streets, Kingpin! I have firearms that you can't even conceive of.
I piss in the shadows.
I just wish they would come out with a newer version of the Punisher game, because I remember the one on like Xbox and PS2. I love that game.
Hell yeah, when you can torture people.
Nastyee. I remember where you could actually torture the victim or torture people and get like an explanation out of them.
Yeah,
You
could
get like execution kills, or
you
like
could use a drill press on someone. Just
Oh,
fucking.
dear God.
that was such a fun game.
It was. Yeah. I think it was that game where like you actually attend a gangster's funeral and
Yes.
you're in the coffin and you bust out of the coffin and just fucking shoot them all up. That's Punisher, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish they would bring that out on like GOG or Steam or something.
If they're making another movie, they're gonna make another game.
Yeah, it's probably gonna suck though.
It's-
Yeah. Most movie tie-ins. Yeah, almost every movie tie-in has just been disappointing.
It's very true.
Unless you count the Addams Family on the Super Nintendo. God, I love that game.
You know, I just read an article on Kotaku. I guess we could end on this part since we're at like 47 minutes right now.
Oh wow.
So we'll end on this last tidbit and we'll say goodbyes. But if you can remember, because it's so far back, I'm 30 years old. You're all around my age too.
Yeah.
What was the first game you ever bought with your own money?
Oh dear God.
Right?
Castlevania 3: Simon's Quest.
You know?
Yeah.
You fucking psycho.
It was 1992, or 1991 actually. I was about 7. I think I had some money from my grandma and my mom for my birthday, and just asked. Well, I saw my older brother playing video games, Eric, and he just hoarded all of them to himself, and I just asked my mom if I could have a game of my own. She said, "Okay, let's take you to Electronics Boutique or whatever the fuck the store was at the time."
Yeah, it was
So,
that.
Went there, got a copy from dude with them, or I guess they still wore the red striped polo shirts and had the plastic name tags. And I think this was at Sunnyvale Town Center of all places.
Yeah, I remember it was I don't know where I can't remember exactly where it was, but there was one in there somewhere. I used to do that one too.
But I got that game. I recall never being very good at it, and it ultimately ended up as one of my brother's games because he was just better at it than I was.
He's like, mine.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm still one of those people who's more content to watch a person play a game.
It really depends on the game. I like to watch scary games being played by other people.
Yeah. Well, that's always been our dynamic.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
enjoy it. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, it's all good.
Yeah.
What about you, Mullins? Can you think of the very first game you've ever bought?
Good. Now I can't remember the very first game I bought at all. I remember the very first game I got as a
Alright.
gift, but I don't remember.
You go with that. Go with that one.
Mine was Super Mario 3.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
nice.
Like, how excited were you as a kid to see that?
So excited that whenever it came out, I remember I got my mom to buy me the Super Mario soft drink that they had at the time.
Soft drink.
There's
What's
like a
that on
soft
that?
drink or a fruit punch game with like Super Mario all over it.
Oh, hell yeah.
There were so many there was so much merchandise released around video games in those days.
Swing your hips from side to side. Do the Mario.
I mean, there was so much media, so much. Oh gosh, there was even a Nintendo cereal.
Excuse me, princess.
Those are my marshmallows. Okay. But yeah, there was a Nintendo cereal that had, well, like most breakfast cereals, or
I remember that cereal.
and oh gosh, the commercial was fucking insufferable, even to a child of 7.
Dude, all those
And
commercials were
the
fucking
theme song
terrible.
haunts me to this day. Nintendo cereal, Nintendo.
Sega does what Nintendo don't. That's what haunts me. And then I think of Sega going, we focus on mobile games now. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Man, I loved Sega and Dreamcast era, but now they're just another company that
Dreamcast
just
was
makes bad decisions.
fucking sexy. But let's see, for my first video game, the first one I bought from memory would have to be fucking Adam's Family Fester's Quest
That was a good game.
from fucking on Nintendo. And it was a hard game. It was hard as fuck.
Well,
About-
every NES game was inherently difficult.
Yes.
I mean, there were some that were more manageable than others, but even Super Mario Brothers 3 had those side-scrolling stages in which, if you were backed up against something, if you were jammed against a wall, you would be inadvertently crushed by the scroll.
Yeah. I remember the first game I got, though. I played plenty of games, but the first game I ever owned was Super Mario Brothers, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And that
Well, I
was a
think that was
great
most-
first game to own.
Well, most people had that 3-in-1 deal. I recall I recall like 1987, 1988. I mean, I was like a kid of 3 or 4 at the time, just watching my older brother and his friends play on the oh gosh, the 3-in-1 game. Everything, Duck Hunt, Pro Track Meet, and Super Mario Brothers were all in one cartridge.
That's the one my cousins have, the one with the running pad that you put on the ground.
Yeah, I love that thing. It was the only game I was good at the time.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. I got the Duck Hunt Mario one.
I
with the gun.
remember the dual one as well.
Yeah, that was the most popular. And I remember, because I was a stupid shit little kid, right? And I was playing the game, and I didn't understand how Mario worked. And I remember when you get the mushroom, you get bigger, you get an extra hit. Well, I thought it was the same fucking deal with the flower, because you get white. And I'm like, oh, it's just an extra hit. I remember to this day, and I'll remember it till I die, when I pressed either A or B, the other button from jump, and I shot the fireball for the first time. I lost my little fucking mind. I ran throughout the house, and I grabbed my dad, and I'm like, fuck, Dad, you shoot fireballs! You shoot fireballs! And I brought him into the room, and I showed him, and I remember he gave me this really serious look, and then he's like, you can shoot fireballs! It was my most innocent moment ever.
That's cute, though.
I do remember what I bought with my first ever paycheck when I
What
was
did you buy with your first ever paycheck?
a TV, an Xbox, and Halo.
That was quite a paycheck, actually. I mean, with
Yeah.
my first paycheck, I bought a scanner, which broke after about 3 uses or so.
Dang.
Dude, I remember saving it for a scanner too, and that fucking shit breaking too. Oh, it sucks.
Yeah,
Scanners are better nowadays.
Yeah, they are, and they're usually a part of a printer.
That's true. It's all weird now. It's all the future.
Yeah, in the future. I'm okay with living in the future, I guess.
All right. Well, I think this brings a conclusion to the Occasional Gamer Podcast, episode 6.
All right.
What the fuck date is it? It is Sunday, June 28th, 2015.
I'm in the future, actually. It's the 29th here.
That's right.
Oh yes, that's right.
You future person, you. How is the future?
Well, I'm in the future 7 minutes ago. It turned the 29th. It feels about the same. There are flying vehicles now, though.
Awesome. The
Holy
future.
crap! Oh man,
I can't wait till the morning.
Robert Zemeckis was right.
So, all right. Thank you for joining us, people, and say goodbye, people.
Goodbye, people.
Goodbye, people.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.